Hey guys, Ben from My Sports Stop here with Richie Donnell. Today we're going to talk about your top 10 inside linebackers of the NFL draft. To be honest, we might not even see 10 inside linebackers drafted.
Yeah, that was probably the hardest part of this.
Yeah.
Was finding 10 names of guys that are truly going to get drafted just because of the way the position's changing.
Yeah, let's go through it, though. At number 10, he was a captain for Michigan State, Riley Bullough.
Yeah, Bullough was a guy that kind of followed in the footsteps of his brother before him, who was also a Michigan State linebacker. Bullough missed 3 games early in the season, but came on really, really strong at the end, where he was able to topple 10 tackles over 4 games over the last 7. So essentially 40 tackles in 4 games, which is an impressive number. But this guy fits your prototypical 4'3" inside linebacker, 6'2", has good weight. This is a guy that just comes from a gritty program that has done a good job developing defensive players and putting them into the NFL.
Yeah, number 9, a lot of Illinois linebackers being talked about being drafted. Hardy Nickerson, one of them.
Yeah, Hardy Nickerson, this is a guy that transferred in. He came from Cal, where he was an all-conference Pac-12 player. Transferred because his dad was named the defensive coordinator under Lovie Smith. But I think either way, this was a guy that was going to get drafted, and now the only benefit that he had was he was able to be around one of the better defensive coaches that we've seen in probably the last 15 to 20 years in Lovie Smith. But this is a guy that's going to fit the prototypical 4'3", 6'1", 230 pounds. He's a thumper. He's a guy that fits that black and blue mold.
Yeah. Number 8, another Big Ten inside linebacker, Ben Gideon.
Yeah, Gideon was a guy who kind of came out of nowhere. People didn't really know who he was. And then this year he broke out in a huge way. 6'3", 250 pounds. He had 94 tackles on the season, which is huge for a linebacker, especially in the college ranks playing that inside. But what I think gives Gideon a little bit more value than the other 2 guys is I think he can play inside linebacker in both the 4-3 and the 3-4.
Right.
You know, kind of like a Dante Hightower if he were to switch. But he's a guy that can play both, and I think that'll give him a little bit more value, which will make him end up as one of the guys who gets drafted.
All right. Number 7, you have Micah Lee from Wake Forest.
Yeah, this guy was kind of the turning point, so to speak, of Wake Forest's rebound. Wake Forest has just kind of disappeared over the last number of years, and the defense is what brought him back, and Micah Lee was the leader of that defense. Led the team in tackles for loss, in sacks, in those key categories that you really look for. And as the leader of that defense, he's probably the most recognizable name, but 6'3", 240 pounds, again, a guy that's molded like your prototypical inside linebacker.
Yeah. Now, number 6, a guy a lot of people know already from the championship, Ben Boulware.
Yeah, Ben Boulware is a guy who's going to get overlooked because he's short. But at the end of the day, you know, when no matter what we say, no matter what the combine shows, good football players are going to end up on the field. And that's what Ben Boulware is. He's just a good football player. Even though he is a little bit short, look at somebody like Zach Thomas, who ended up having a Hall of Fame type career. You know, Ben Boulware can be cut from that same mold. He's a guy who's a leader. He led that defense to 2 national championships. This guy's just unreal. And like I said, at the end of the day, it's not the measurables that get you on the field. It's the play.
Yeah. Number 5, you have Kendall Beckwith from LSU.
Yeah, this is a guy that when you say his name over and over, you think he'd been at LSU for like 10 or 20 years. He's that guy who's been in college forever just because he's been there for a while and he's been starting for so long. But he just finds a way to get it done. Another one of those guys coming from an LSU program that gets guys ready for that next level as they continue to dominate throughout the NFL. You know, a guy who, like I said, 4-year starter, he's seen it all, he's done it all, and to be able to add that experience to your team is something that, you know, a lot of teams look for, to be pro-ready.
Absolutely. Number 4, you have Anthony Walker Jr.
Yeah, this is the guy I'm most excited about. He's probably, to me, he was the guy I was afraid that I was going to overrank him just because I like him so much. This is a guy who just, he can do everything. He can drop into pass coverage. He can stuff the run. He can really do it all. But he's a tackle machine, and when you watch him, it's just like watching all the other greats that came before him. But I mean, having a head coach that played the position that's done it before you, it's obviously a nice tool to have. But like I said, this guy just gets it done. 10 tackles over the course of 3 games, 6'1", 235. He's a little bit smaller than the other guys that we've seen. But play sideline to sideline, and that's what you want from an inside linebacker.
Absolutely. Number 3, you have Zach Cunningham.
Yeah, this is a guy that, you had him pegged as outside.
Yep.
I have him on the inside. What I think is going to help him with the inside is the 6'4" height. That's something where when he's dropping back into coverage in the middle and he gets a hand up, it's going to be hard to get the ball over him because he has that size and that length to be able to get that hand up. Now, he wasn't necessarily a turnover machine where he's picking off passes left and right, but just the ability to have to throw it over a taller guy with that long reach creates a little bit of distress on a quarterback trying to complete a pass over the middle. But not only that, but this dude is just a tackle machine. He just gets tackles after tackle after tackle. And at one point, we even looked at him as possibly a top 15 pick earlier in the season.
Right. Now, at number 2, you have Raekwon McMillan.
Yeah, another guy I absolutely love. Can play sideline to sideline. He's a freak athlete. He does it all. 100 tackles every year since he's been at Ohio State. I mean, you saw as a freshman how unreal this guy was going to be, and he really, truly fits the mold. I wouldn't even be surprised if a team drafted him and kind of moved him around inside and out just because he's so athletic and so gifted. I mean, if not for the guy that's ranked above him, this guy is usually your number. Yeah. Raekwon McMillan is usually a guy that's ranked number 1 on your board.
Yeah, and let's talk about number 1 on your list, Rueben Foster.
Yeah, Rueben Foster is a once-in-a-generation, a once-in-a-franchise type inside linebacker, a guy that just, he gets it done. He changes the way that offenses attack a defense. He changes everything that you can do defensively because he does it all. The scary thing is a lot of people thought, well, Reggie Ragland was a first-round pick. This dude is better than Reggie Ragland, who ended up being a second-round pick, but this dude is unreal. You know, the stuff that happened at the Combine is an afterthought. I mean, he's still interviewing with teams inside the top 5 because he's that talented, that gifted. I mean, you could just go on list everything that he's done, and we'd be sitting here all day.
Okay, so that's your top 10. Let's look at mine. Again, our top 2 are the same. I have Gerard Davis in at number 3. Not that you don't like him, you just had him in your top 10 outside linebacker list. Same thing I had with Cunningham.
Yep.
He's in my outside. Another guy that you didn't have on your list, Jordan Evans from Oklahoma. I just put him in my top 10 because I really like his measurables at 6'3". Like you kind of said with Cunningham, I think that's going to have a big advantage if he plays in the 3-4. But overall, we have about the same list with the same people.
Yeah.
All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel and check out our website, mysportsapp.com, for more original videos.